and welcome to our February Cruising with the Mayor episode. So, before we go ahead and get started, we know that this isn't the Friday after Town Council. Mr. Mayor had a family obligation, and you know family always comes first, especially here in Somerville, right?
Absolutely.
So, Mr. Mayor, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Of course, apologize for the delay, but we had my son's swim meet in Rock Hill.
Ooh,
It was actually on council night, and I had to drive up after council, meet up with my wife, and cheer him on. It was a great
I love
time,
that.
great swim meet.
How do you do?
He did fantastic.
I
It was
love
the
it.
state championships.
Ooh, states?
Yeah,
All
state
right.
championships, and he competed well. Represented the team, the local Somerville Y Swim
I
team,
love
and
that.
it was fun to just cheer them on. So thank you for your patience with us being a little late.
Yeah, listen, but we got a lot to cover. We had a very in-depth and a really good town council meeting last week, and I'm really excited to kind of have a conversation with you to kind of just talk about the few things that were discussed. First and
Mhm.
foremost, we love the employee spotlight
Oh,
section of the meeting. I know that was a newer addition when you became mayor, and I think
yes.
the employees and staff really appreciate it, but also the community really appreciates it.
Hmm.
Really to understand some of the roles that some of these folks do at a very high level right here at
Yeah.
town. This past week, we actually recognized Dee Eaton, who is our payroll
Yes.
specialist. I think actually payroll technician for the town, and she is such an incredible hard worker. You want to talk a little bit more about Dee and what she brings to the town?
Yeah, Miss D not only has the right attitude when she comes to work,
That's true.
but she goes above and beyond, and that's what was highlighted to me, and that's why she was recognized. She goes above and beyond when town offices are shut down. If she needs to get something accomplished, she comes in. That happened during the snow and ice event.
She did. Yeah, she
Uh,
was in when we were all at home.
Absolutely. She takes her responsibility to heart and fulfills her obligations with excellence.
Mhm.
And I think it's important to recognize those people who go above and beyond, do their job well, and she is represents the best of our town.
Yeah, Dee, if you're watching, thank you so much for all the hard work you do. We are very lucky to have you, especially at staff level. We want to make sure we get paid on time, right? So,
That's
Dee,
everybody's favorite day.
yeah, listen, your job's very important. So, thank you, Dee. Another recognition that we had on Thursday night was Somerville PD.
Mm,
This was the barricade situation that happened last year,
in
and
like
we
February of
yeah,
last year, long time
exactly.
back.
And we wanted to recognize all the individuals that were involved in that situation that happened in town. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, and it's always great to recognize folks who do their jobs well, but the group of folks we recognized, they encountered what I would call one of the most chaotic and hostile environments where after a traffic stop, a person ran, fled from the police, barricaded himself in his home,
Yep.
had ammo and guns, and threatened to use them on our officers. And our officers, controlled the situation, prevented any extra casualties.
Yeah.
Sadly, the gentleman would not end the standoff until his life was taken, but no other injuries occurred. Uh, the gentleman actually set his house on fire.
Hmm.
No neighboring structures were significantly damaged. Nobody else was hurt. Our folks not only used great restraint, our SWAT team was involved and multiple other entities were involved, but they used great restraint under the threat of harm to themselves. And
Very stressful
I
situation.
can't even imagine.
Scary
It
situation.
is.
Yeah.
It is. And they perform their jobs with professionalism and controlled the scene. And I'm just so thankful that we have what I consider to be the best of the
Oh,
best
hands down,
serving
Mr.
our
Mayor.
town.
Hands
Yeah.
down.
It
And
was an honor to serve them.
yeah, and I mean that, like you said, that was a very stressful situation. The men and women who get put their lives on the line every day for our
Yeah.
public safety. We are very fortunate for you guys, and the recognition absolutely deserved.
Yes.
Another really exciting. We had a lot of exciting things happen on Thursday. We had a resolution for Coach Pat Edson, who has the state record for most high school basketball wins, correct?
Correct. And it's outstanding. We have so many areas of our town, our citizens and folks who work and serve our kids in our town who do things with excellence. And to have the state record in wins, and he's
It's
still
incredible.
coaching. I just want you to know he's still
It's
coaching.
not done yet.
And he has, I believe, coached his grandchildren. At least I know his grandson's
His
on the team.
grandson, yeah.
Yeah, so it's so exciting to recognize him. What a legacy he has left for our community, breathing life into kids and teaching them how to win in and off the courts, I guess, for basketball. I almost said in and off the field, but you get what I mean.
You get the
We're
point.
we're proud to recognize him and honor him, and his family was there with him, which was great.
I'm going to show my age a little bit. He is a local GOAT,
Yes.
greatest of all time.
Amen.
So we love that. We love that. Another to kind of go dig into the meeting a little bit. There's a lot of different topics discussed. In regards to zoning
Mhm.
and a bunch of different things. But one thing that was discussed that actually got great interest from not only myself but the news and others was the resolution for the town to establish a cultural arts district.
Yeah.
This is really cool because we are actually technically the first one in South Carolina or in the region.
I
don't
believe
quote
we're
me
the
on that.
first one in the Charleston region.
Charleston region.
Several others have, I believe,
Not many.
not many. Very few others have received this designation. And, the comment that came to mind when I was approached by Miss Jan O'Reilly and some of the folks who were working was, how have we not done this yet?
Yeah.
But I was so excited that they're taking the initiative, they're organizing us so that we can get this designation. That can give us access to maybe additional funding,
Mhm.
as well as attract other people who want to come visit our town, spend money in our businesses, and contribute to our tax base, which is fantastic.
Absolutely. And not only that, but what they were talking about was from basically Hutchinson Square, a mile, the square mile radius,
Yes.
from that area would be kind of considered our cultural arts district. And we have so many different cultural arts avenues and stuff throughout that 1 mile radius
Yes.
already. So it makes it easy.
It's dense,
Yeah.
it's walkable.
Yep.
If I get this number wrong, forgive me, but I believe they said there's over 80 cultural arts assets within that square mile radius.
Yeah.
Which is incredible.
That's crazy.
That's fantastic.
And so, I think it brings a lot of excitement to the town. I think it brings a lot of different, really cultural arts avenues in the future as well.
Mhm.
Maybe some murals, maybe some different,
I like the murals.
Yeah, we love murals.
I love public art. Yeah.
Yeah, so do I. And I think our community does as well. It feels Somerville, right?
Yes.
We love our flowers. The Azalea Park, the azaleas. We love our trees.
Mm.
We are within the community. We are under the trees. We're not just within nature. You know what I mean? It kind
Yes.
of all fits in together. So
It
really
does.
excited to see how that all comes into play. Another topic I do want to discuss is there was a lot of discussion on the homestay bed and breakfast.
Mhm.
I think was it the UDO amendment to the UDO.
Yes. Yes.
Can you just talk a little bit about that? Because I feel like there was a lot of discussion that happened.
Mhm.
Some people might have walked away confused on what the final decision was, and I just want to make sure whoever's watching understands what it was and what the conclusion of that discussion was at the meeting.
Yes, so there was proposed changes to the UDO that went before the Planning Commission. Several items and components of that. The Planning Commission did recommend denial to Town Council on those specific changes.
Yeah.
Those came back before the Planning Committee on Monday, and then last Thursday came before Council with no recommendation from the Planning Committee. And discussion centered around whether or not changes should be warranted for the UDO regarding bed and breakfasts.
Okay.
And then the discussion it started off with a motion to pass first reading with the current language that was denied. And then that was amended later to pass first reading with changes to be made to the recommendation.
Okay.
So, and I support, of course, our businesses. I support um, getting folks to Somerville so that they can spend their money at our businesses and our shops. And any way to do that, through bed and breakfasts and attracting people, I'm all for.
Yeah.
What I am concerned with are negative secondary impacts that could come from changes to our development ordinance. And I want to be very thoughtful through this process. If you have feedback regarding that, we had a crowd of folks there,
Yep.
both for and against. I believe, if my count was correct, the majority was against at our meeting. However,
And to interrupt you, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
We
Go ahead.
love that you guys showed up and expressed
Absolutely.
your thoughts, opinions. That is what the local municipality, local government's about.
That
If
is
you
right.
if you have opposition or you're in favor of something, we want to hear you guys. Our
Come on
council,
up.
our mayor wants to hear what you have to say. So I'm sorry to
No,
interrupt.
no, let your voice be heard
Yeah.
because it's important. And so we pass first reading. There's going to be some more work on what modifications may come forth.
Okay.
However, it'll still have to go. These changes will still have to go before council
Okay.
for a second reading, and they'll have to be advertised, of course. And in its current form, I don't think the council has any appetite to pass those changes or make any adjustment to the UDO. However, if things make sense and are vetted through our processes, I believe there could be some changes.
Yeah.
It's worth exploring. We can always improve. The UDO should be a living document. However, we want to be very careful because it was put together with intent and thoughtfulness, and any decision we make should be for the long-term benefit of the town of Somerville
Yeah.
and not for any specific small item or issue that may be presented. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And again, appreciate you dumbing that down for
Well,
us and making it because there was a lot of conversation
it was
about
a lot of
And
conversation.
it could have been easy to get lost in it. I mean I kind of got lost in it. So it's but that said, again, as council and mayor continue to have these discussions, please make your whether through our online form, at council meetings. We love that. We're big advocates for that. So,
Yeah.
that said, Mr. Mayor, is there anything else from the meeting that you want to discuss before we end cruising?
Probably the one other thing that I want to add is just how much I appreciate our staff. Our staff has been doing such an excellent job for us at serving our town. Last year was a very challenging year, but as we enter this year and we're already in the second month, we're having budget meetings, we're prioritizing what capital expenditures we're going to do for the year. And our staff is generating all of this information and preparing us to make these difficult decisions for the future of our town. And I'm just thankful for their hard work and dedication. And I hope each of you stay involved and get to know what our staff is doing to benefit each and every one of you.
Yeah, I think it's a
Yeah.
great message. And, that said, thank you guys for joining the February Cruising with the Mayor. We're off to a Somerville Police Department chili cook-off.
Absolutely.
So,
Lunchtime at its
lunchtime
best.
and through our police department. So thank you guys so much. Again, any questions, concerns, reach out to us. Until next time, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks. Y'all have a great one.